get some general information. Now, you got this from Vince DeSantis, you said?
From Vince DeSantis.
Yeah. He's a commander, isn't he, of the local post?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so it's Michael, right?
Right.
Isaacs.
ISAACS.
What's your date of birth?
January 18th, 1917.
1917.
81 years old.
Today's October
16th.
17th?
17th?
No, you're right, 16th. 98. What's your address? 167 Sanford
Street.
I just write this stuff down in case I have to get a hold of you again. And the phone number I got in my hand, 792
8623.
8623. Dates of service.
Date of service. I entered service. I just wrote it down. I entered service July 2nd of 42.
Okay.
And
when were you discharged?
I was discharged. Let me get my. I'll tell you when I was discharged. 45.
What branch of the service were you in, Mike?
I was the 88th Infantry Division. I was in the artillery gun. I was a gunner on a 155 howitzer.
And what was your highest rank?
Corporal.
And when you manned that gun, what kind of a gun primarily was it?
A 155 millimeter howitzer I was gunner at. And I also, besides being a gunner, I was on observation.
Uh-huh. Now I got down here in this form. So you were pretty much trained to be a gunner then, right?
I beg your pardon?
You were trained to be a gunner.
Yeah, yeah.
In the infantry. And what campaigns were you involved in?
I was in, we were in all through Sicily, Italy rather.
Okay, so
we landed in Oran, Africa.
In North Africa?
North Africa. We landed in Oran, North Africa, and we took training for the Italian invasion in City Bella Besta, North Africa.
Uh-huh.
And we landed in Naples. We come across the Mediterranean Sea, and we were under attack.
Just to get a general picture. So, you were in Italy fighting, and where'd you go after that?
Well, we fought all through Italy. We wound up in the Bremer Pass in Switzerland. And, you know, in the Bremer Pass, that's when the war ended. We were in Bremer Pass in Bolzano.
That was in Switzerland?
Yeah, Bremer Pass is in the foothills, right going into Switzerland, because Switzerland was declared open.
Oh, okay. So you saw plenty of combat then, right?
I beg your pardon?
You saw combat?
I tell you what, we had, I'm going to tell you how many days, we saw a lot of combat. We had 373 days of actual contact with the enemy.
373, wow.
That's how much time we spent fighting the enemy, 373 days.
And that's the 88th Infantry Division?
Right.
How many men were in that division, any idea?
I beg your pardon?
How many men were in that division?
Whole division's 20,000.
20,000.
Yeah.
And was your brother in the 88?
No, my brother was in the 3rd Infantry Division. They were at Anzio. They made the beachhead at Anzio.
I see. And you met up in Italy, huh?
I met up on the push to Rome, in a city called Santa Maria. I'll tell you how I happened to run into my brother. We were on the push to Rome, and we were spearheading a drive. And I saw this Jeep. It says L Company 30th Infantry Division. I said to my captain, Jesus Christ, that's my brother's outfit. So I went to the driver. I said, you happen to know George Isaac? He said, yes, we're delivering ammunition and supplies up right now. I said, don't leave. I said to my captain, I said, this guy's going up to my brother's outfit. I said, I'm going with him. He said, take your gun and go, but make sure you're back here in the morning because we're spearheading the drive. So when I went to see my brother, he said, hey, George, there's someone here to see you. My God, we hugged and kissed. And that night we were being bombed, shelled, and strafed. But we were, thank God, we were in a nice cave. We were away from German artillery fire and being strafed by artillery, by airplanes.
So you were with him throughout that night?
Throughout that night. Next day I left. After I left him, we kept on fighting, and we went to Po Valley. After we took Po Valley, they gave us a break. We went to Lake Como for a rest, and they went to Mussolini Forum for a rest. So I saw him again at Mussolini Forum. Then they trained for the Southern France invasion, and we kept on going. My brother was wounded at Anzio.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, he was wounded. He had shrapnel in his head, and they gave him up for dead.
Wow. So he was hurt when you went to see him?
Oh, he was back on the lines again.
Oh, he was? He was recovering then?
Yeah, he was recovering, back on the lines.
Wow. So how long was that after Anzio that you saw him?
Oh, on the push to Rome. Because after we took Rome,
Right.
they pulled out and went back for Southern France invasion training. And then we kept on going north.
So did you make it to Rome?
Oh yeah, we went to Rome.
Yeah?
In fact, I was with my captain. We were on reconnaissance, and when we were going through Rome, we were the first ones in. So we were being sniped, and Rome was supposed to be declared an open city. So snipers were shooting at us. I turned the jeep around. I said to the captain, "But Jesus, if I can't see who's shooting at me, I'm leaving."
Sure.
So we went back, and after we took Rome, then we pushed on right on up through.
Right up on through where?
To Bremer Pass.
That wasn't an easy fight, was it?
What?
It was not easy?
No, you know what? It's the first time Italy's ever been captured from the south going north, because the Germans were looking down our throats all the time.
Yep. And you were pushing up.
Yeah.
Through the mountains?
Through the mountains. And you know what? I said to you, have you seen any of your... I saw, on the front lines, I saw British General Montgomery, and I saw Mark Clark on the front lines.
Did you really?
Yeah.
And where was that?
Right in Italy.
Right there.
Right there.
Right in Italy?
Yeah. Because General Montgomery, he was a British general. And Mark Clark was our general.
Right.
He was in charge of 5th Army. But our general was grunt and groan with General Sloan, we used to call him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. So you saw him where now?
Who's that?
Clark and Montgomery.
Right on the front lines in Italy.
Right on the front line?
Yeah.
I didn't think generals went up the front.
Yes, they did. They did. They did go up that far.
Did they say anything to the men?
No, you know, just encouragement. They both, you know, they were all both up there.
Wow. That had to be a thrill, huh?
Oh yeah.
See your commanders in the field like that?
Yeah.
So did you probably saw some of your friends get hit?
Yeah. Well, war.
That's tough, isn't it?
War. I never forget the first American I saw killed. That was awful.
Yeah. Did you get hurt yourself?
No, thank God I was. You know, I was fortunate. I had 2 buckles off my combat boot shot off, and my insignia shot off, and never got scratched.
Wow. So must have been in some
The
pretty...
Lord was good. And I'll tell you another thing that happened to me. Now, I was a gunner, and we were stalemated in Minturno when we first went in. And it was supposed to be my turn to pull duty that night on my gun. And I said to the kid, I said, I'll tell you what you do. Why don't you take my turn tonight, and I'll take your turn tomorrow night. And as the Lord, you see, the Lord had to be with me, because I'll tell you why. That night they had a muzzle burst, and the guy who was the gunner that night, he really got it. He got hit, had a muzzle blast, and he got hit in the stomach, shoulder, and all over. He was, and it was supposed to be my turn, so I, you know, just fortunate.
Wow. Yeah, I guess so. Now, I see these letters you got here.
That's a letter that we wrote to my mother and dad
Huh.
when we met.
We have the greatest surprise for you as yet. I bet you can't guess who is sitting beside me. Well, it's Brother George. We finally met, and honest ma, he sure looks good. And we're surprised to see each other. I was looking for George, and he was looking for me. I left to look for George, and he left to look for me. And the best part of it was we all only about half a mile apart. We were together all last night, and we were together today, but now we will try to see each other as much as possible. We're going to try and look for Mike.
Salim, Salim's resting over here.
Oh yeah, Mike Salim.
His brother was in the 85th Infantry Division, and I went to look for him. He got killed.
No, no kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Now, what are the chances of meeting up with your brother there in combat like that?
Oh, I walked once in a million.
Yeah.
I just, you know, but he had it rougher than I did. He was in the, they made the beachhead of Anzio and made the beachhead in southern France.
Wow. That was tough too, huh?
Yeah.
Now,
Did you go see that movie?
not yet.
I saw it, and let me tell you, you should go see it.
Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah.
I have to see it. Is it still up on the big screen up there?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm sure it's much more dramatic if you watch it on the screen rather than wait for it to come out on videotape.
Yeah.
But you liked it, huh?
I tell you, it was something. It
Brought
was
some
something.
things back, huh?
It was hell.
Yeah. Can't imagine what you guys went through. Now, your family, they didn't know what you guys were doing, did they?
Well, they knew we were at war.
Yeah.
They knew we were at war.
But as far as being in Italy, like, did you mention that in your letter, where you were?
Yeah. Well, they knew he was at Anzio because he was wounded at Anzio, and,
Right.
and they got a letter that he was wounded.
Telegram.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
Through the Red Cross.
Huh. Is your brother still alive?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Thank God.
Does he live around here?
No, in Ithaca, New York.
Okay, so
That's where my hometown was. That's where I went to service from.
oh, I see. That makes sense now. So, basically, you were in the infantry here, saw quite a bit of combat.
We set a record, and just like I showed you, just like I told you, we had 300 and some odd days actual combat with the enemy, actual contact with the enemy.
What's that document?
This is one of our cooks, and this is his
His record?
record of what we did. I didn't keep a record, but he did.
Did he keep a diary or something?
He did. Yeah, he kept a diary.
You didn't meet your wife over there, did you?
No, my wife.
Not Italian, right?
No, my wife lived in this country. She was, in fact.
Did you know each other when?
No,
No?
we met at a
Right
wedding.
after the war.
Oh,
Yeah, after the war. Long time ago.
goes fast though, doesn't it?
We've been married almost 50 years.
Yeah.
So we wonder where the time goes. Yeah.
If you want that, you can.
No, it's okay. I just was kind of interested in. You went a lot of places there, huh? Naples. So do you go to many reunions at all, or?
Yes, I
Any
do.
of them?
When I can make them. When I retired, I went to reunions. But prior to that, they always had it on Labor Day, and Labor Day weekend was my busy weekend selling
yeah.
whiskey.
Right, I better believe that, right? Yeah. So you go once a year maybe now, or?
Yeah, well, I didn't go last year because it was in Chicago and I was in Chicago before.
Oh.
But next year I'm going to go because it's in San Antonio, and we were in San
Texas.
Antonio, and we departed from San Antonio to go overseas.
Ah.
And we loved it.
Been back then? Since?
We was back once to San Antonio, we loved it. My wife and I loved it there.
Pretty warm down there. Texas.
But it was beautiful.
Yep. Huh. So you got some pictures there?
Yeah, here's a picture of my captain. This is, him and I were very,
Should we
very,
show 'em what
very
he
close
looks
friends.
like now?
And there's a picture of me and some of the guys in the outfit.
Okay, which one's you?
They are old.
Right
in
there.
the front?
Right.
I want to get a little on the videotape here. That's neat.
This is the mountains in the background. I can't recall who that is.
Mountains
Have
in
it on the
Italy.
back, Michael.
No, it isn't, honey.
It's not on the back.
This is one of the bunkers that the Germans had.
So you had a camera when you were on the campaign?
No, I didn't. I don't know who took these pictures, I'll be honest with you. This is me right here in front again.
Where's this?
That's all in Italy. That was all in Italy. And this is oxen that the Germans used to plow fields with. This is a hole one of the Germans blew out, and this is our first sergeant.
Wow.
This is a picture of me when I first went in the Army. Good looking old man, wasn't he?
Young man. How old were you?
24.
24.
Now, I'm going to tell you a story about this picture here. We all shaved our heads off in our outfit, and we promised we'd shave it until we took Rome. But after we took Rome, we all let our hair go back.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
They let you do that, huh?
They couldn't do much.
They
about
couldn't
it,
do
could
much
they?
about it.
There's me and my Tommy gun. There's a German plane that we captured.
Wow. Shot it down or just captured it on the ground probably?
Whether it was shot down or not, I don't know. I know it was a, and there me in the field again.
In Italy?
That's all, they're all in Italy.
Got a lot of pictures you saw.
Look, I gotta tell you a story about this one here. This fellow's name is Abe
Yes,
Pepper.
most of them.
Yeah.
He and I met, I gotta tell you a story about that. He and I met in Syracuse when we was first inducted into the Army.
Mm-hmm.
And we went through the war together, and we lost track of one another because he was in a different outfit than I was, and I happened to find out where he was by reading our letter from the 88th Division, and he lives in Memphis, Tennessee.
A newsletter?
Yeah, in a
Yeah.
newsletter, and we get together all the time.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
So how long did you lose track of them for?
I beg your
How
pardon?
many years did you go by without seeing them?
Oh, gee, quite a few years. Till I read it in the Stars and Stripes and where he was, and I called him up.
Wow.
This is a picture. Well, we were on break. This boy here, I'll tell you, this boy here was from my hometown, and he belonged to the medics. His name was Cooney Brostowski.
Mm-hmm.
And when we went back to Rome, to Naples, for a rest, I ran into him. And we went out with a bunch of his buddies, and we went to one of the cabarets and had dinner together.
No, that's nice. In Italy,
That was in Naples.
in Naples. Have you been back to Italy since?
No.
No desire? huh?
No, hell no, I saw enough of it. Walk up and down those hills.
God, you walked up the whole peninsula, it sounds like.
Yeah, we went right from Naples right to the Bremer Pass.
Jeez.
You want any of these pictures?
No, I don't need those pictures. I just got on my camera here.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. You want to keep those anyway.
Well, you want this letter?
Don't you want to keep them for your kids?
You know, my boys have gone, they've seen them, but if you want it, you're welcome to it.
Okay.
Can
Sure.
we
And
make
there's
a
a-
copy of that, Michael?
Yeah,
Don't
you
want
might want to keep a
of that?
copy of it.
Well, maybe he can make me a copy. You have a,
Copy machine at school?
yeah. And you can do that for me, all right?
Sure.
And this is a
I can mail it back.
invasion bill.
Yeah, he
They
may
had.
only need a copy.
Yeah, I'll make up a copy and give it
Make a
back
copy
to
and
him.
give us back the black, because they don't.
All right.
I would want to keep it.
And that's a whole story of our whole outfit. What he wrote up.
Wow.
How'd you get interested in World War II?
Who, me? Oh,
That's neat.
it's always been an interest of mine. And now I'm at the age where it's time for me to pass some things on to kids who really don't know anything about it. And I think it's really a big shame that they don't. So I told myself I'd go out and collect some stories while you guys are still around, because by the
It's
time I
not too
finish
long.
my career,
That's right.
You know, I gotta tell you,
this is all I'm gonna have.
you know, my conception of Africa was always warm.
Oh yeah?
Warm. You know, going through school, you always taught Africa because the equator went right through Africa. You know, we landed in Africa.
Uh-huh.
I never it was so cold in my life in Oran. It was in the winter, right before Thanksgiving, and it was rainy season. Oh my God, was it ever cold?
Huh. That's funny. You would think, yeah. In North Africa there.
North Africa, oh,
warm
cold.
time.
One blanket, we all like to froze to death.
Yeah, I can imagine, huh? So you got out when? In November you said, 45?
Yeah.
Do you remember when FDR died?
He died when we was in the service.
Right.
He died when we was in the service.
You were over in Europe then, were you?
Yeah, I was in Italy then. Yeah.
Do you remember like,
I remember when they dropped the atomic bomb, because I tell you what, the war ended in Italy when they dropped the atomic bomb.
it was over in Italy?
It was over. The war over in Europe was over.
Right.
In fact, we took Rome before they made the invasion of Normandy.
That's
We
right.
were the first capital. We captured
June
the
4th.
first. Huh?
It was June
Three-
4th.
Right. We captured Rome before they made the invasion of.
2 days later was
Right.
the invasion. But you remember when they dropped the atomic bomb?
Oh yes, boy, we were tickled to death. We thought we were back in Naples and replacement depot. We brought German prisoners back to Gaety, and I was in charge of the water depot in Gaety. Then after we left Gaety with the German prisoners, then we went to the other side of Italy to Bari to help load ammunition and trucks and everything ready to be shipped over to European theater. I mean
To the
Pacific theater.
Yeah. And then you didn't have to do it anymore because that was it.
Then, yeah, we went to Naples and we were ready to come back home. We were ready to come home, thank God.
Were they going to send you over to the Pacific?
Until they dropped the atomic bomb, we were.
Oh, so you were plenty tickled.
Absolutely.
No reservations there, huh?
No.
No, you can imagine what it would have been like if they had to invade Japan. You know, you look at what happened at Okinawa and Iwo Jima.
Oh,
Same thing probably would have occurred if they had to attack the Japanese mainland like that, you know?
I tell you, if you want to get a good idea, you go see this movie.
Yeah. I better get my butt over there.
You see what the soldiers went through trying to land.
Yeah. I've talked to a few guys who were there that day. I don't know if you know Tony Leone,
No.
Sauquilins Falls.
No.
He has a letter to the editor of the paper every now and then.
That's where I recognize the name, yeah.
And I called him up and he came in. He landed at Omaha Beach. He was in the Coast Guard actually. He came in on the 6th of June. Fred Harris, he's in Hudson Falls. He was there.
There was another boy in Fort Edward that was in our outfit. His name was Williams. I lost track of him.
Oh yeah?
He was in our outfit.
So you guys are pretty much just Italy then, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah, our division, the 45th, then we fought alongside of the 100th Battalion, which was they were Japanese, and they were real fighters. Real fighters, the Japanese, 100th Battalion.
Wait a minute now. They were Japanese?
Yeah,
Japanese Americans.
Japanese Americans, right.
And they were fighting in Italy.
Oh yeah, they had them in Italy.
Did you go to Africa too, Michael?
Yeah, I told them we landed
Italy, Africa.
around Africa.
Yeah. They were pretty tenacious fighters, huh? Yeah.
And the Gurkhas, which they were
Indian?
Indians, and they were
British?
Let me tell you, they had these big bayonets, these big stilettos, and if they took one of those stilettos out of their, they had to draw blood or they wouldn't take it out.
As they were taking it out, they had to draw blood?
They had to draw blood. If you wanted to see they'd have to cut you to draw blood.
Yeah.
And they used those to go behind lines and find out where the enemy was.
Wow. They were tough
Patrol.
too. Yeah. Sounds like you really...
And you know, when we were in Italy, Monte Cassino, they couldn't knock that out worth a damn. So we left that alone.
Bypassed it?
Bypassed it, and we left the Polish army. And they finally gave up to the Polish army.
They did, huh?
Yeah, Monte Cassino.
Wow.
I saw 500 planes hit that thing and never dented it. I saw it, my own eyes.
Wow. 500 plane. Yeah, they destroyed it. I've seen pictures before and after.
Monte Cassino,
And there was just rubble afterwards, but the Germans weren't dislodged.
They couldn't get them out. So they bypassed them and they
How
finally...
the Poles get them out? They just
Well,
waited
they
them
gave
out.
up. There's no supplies to them.
They just waited it out then.
Waited it out.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't easy, was it?
Well, we had good days and bad days, like I said. My captain and I were on patrol one time. We were on this ridge. All of a sudden, 3 Luftwaffe planes come down. And he started to strafe. I stopped the Jeep and I drove into a ditch. He drove into a ditch with me. He says, Isaacs, what kind of plane were those? I looked, Captain. I said, they look like C-47s to me. You know what a C-47 is, a transport.
Yeah.
He said, you can still tell a joke? I said, we didn't get hit, did we?
Wow. Sounds like you were a lucky man. Did you ever actually shoot any Germans that you noticed, you saw?
Not that no, I'll tell you why. I've seen them killed and everything like that. We've captured them.
Right.
I've captured them. I never shot one that I know of.
Right.
Maybe artillery killed a lot of them.
So you had some prisoners you had to take care of, or no?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Where'd they wind up?
No, hey, once they surrendered, they were wonderful people.
Ah.
We fought the SS troopers, the elite.
Did you really? What'd you think about that?
They were big, strong, hard fighters.
And when they surrendered, or did they surrender?
Well, you know what? Some of them surrendered, and some of them went back into Germany and fought on the other side, because we kept a lot of German fighters down in Italy before they made the invasion. You know, we had before they made the invasion, we had the elite of the German people fighting. We were fighting. Then when they made the invasion of France, then they had to take some of their troops out of Italy and send them into France and Italy and
Germans, right?
Germany.
Yeah. Did you ever, I don't know, did the SS ever surrender? That's my question, I guess.
I don't, though I had to surrender, they surrendered eventually.
Unlike the Japanese, who
Yeah.
rarely surrendered, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So have you been back to Europe since the
No,
war?
no.
And
Never cared to go.
No?
I got to see that. This is my country.
Sure.
This is my
You saw
country.
enough of it, huh?
Yeah.
I have a sister who lives in Germany right now.
Do you?
Yeah, she lives in Berlin. But, like, today, do you have any bad feelings towards Germans? Or
No, no,
not at all, huh?
not at all. Hey.
And the Italian people, they were pretty friendly towards you, weren't they?
Who?
The Italians themselves, when you were pushing up.
Well, you know what? They were mixed. Some were nice, some were, you know, I tell you what, they were friendly after we took Rome.
Uh-huh.
When we took Rome, you thought it was a parade. They came with roses and vino and everything like that while we were driving through Rome. But prior to that, you know, they were fighting with Hitler,
Sure
Mussolini.
Yeah.
I saw Mussolini and his madam hung up in the square in Milan.
You did, huh?
Yep.
I saw that. I've seen the photographs of that.
Yes, I saw that in Milan.
God. They were up there for like 2 weeks or something, weren't they?
Yeah,
It's him and his mistress, and
Yeah.
they were upside down. And
yeah, upside down.
people were taking shots at him and throwing things
But
at
you
him.
know what? Let me tell you, if he didn't join up with Hitler, I tell you what, Italy was beautiful. The Rome and his plaza, he built it up beautifully.
He did, huh?
But he just got, hey, listen, he got with Hitler and he got with the wrong man. But what the hell could he do?
Yeah.
You either join him or they kill him, one or the other.
Yeah, well, he was no little prince either, was he?
No.
No, he was, he did make Italy strong again, but he was a little crazy like Hitler. Yeah. The Italians, for the most part, you said, were pretty friendly after Rome fell, huh?
Yeah.
Of course, they saw the writing on the wall by then, sure.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, from everything I read, they had no love towards Mussolini by that time anyway. I guess it was the communist
Yeah,
guerrillas who shot him. Partisans
Mm-hmm.
who hated Mussolini too. Yeah. But you guys saw that, that's interesting. I suppose a lot of GIs saw it.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
They were up there a couple of weeks.
But I tell you what, when the churches in Italy were absolutely
The
beautiful.
big cathedrals
Oh,
and such. Now, the Allies, they got criticized a lot for like bombing the crap out of Monte Cassino and some of these places along the road to Rome. What do you think about that?
oh, the Germans were entrenched there. We had to get them out.
Had to. Germans shouldn't have been there,
Yeah.
right? I guess. Huh.
I tell you who I saw on the front lines. He came up, but he couldn't wait to get back. Joe Louis, he came up and he was supposed to be an inspiration to GIs.
I see.
We were being shelled the day he was up there. He couldn't get back to the back of the lines quick enough.
Jeez. Joe Louis, yeah. He's coming out to give you guys a little
Yeah,
inspiration, huh?
yeah.
Wow. So you came back in November of '45, you said?
Yeah.
And then you got out of the military,
Mm-hmm.
and you went straight into the liquor salesman business, huh?
No, I didn't go straight into the liquor salesman business till after I lived in Ithaca. Then I came here. I used to work in the summer up in Warrensburg. I used to work the resorts. I managed Ash's Hotel before I went in the service. Then after I come out of the service, I went back to Ash's Hotel, but they already hired somebody, so I lost my job there. So I worked there one summer and worked at the Colonial Arms as a bartender, and a good friend of mine got me a job selling whiskey with McKesson Robbins. And from then on, I sold whiskey until I retired.
So have you lived in this house for?
No, we got married and lived in Warrensburg.
Mm-hmm.
Then from Warrensburg, we moved to Glens Falls to on Logan Avenue. And from Logan Avenue, I bought this house because the house was big enough on Logan Avenue, and we had two boys.
Yeah. suits you now, huh?
Now it's just my wife and I.
Yeah. Well, that's neat.